Yo, yo, what's up? Skulls and Bones 444 here. Before I get into anything, I just want to say that I hope everyone is okay from Hurricane Milton. Uh, it was a big one. It caused a lot of damage for a lot of people. Many people had their houses flooded in. They've lost everything. Many people still don't have power. Okay, that's sucks. It really does. But in my last video I had said that I channeled a lot, okay? I channeled a lot between the two storms, but I waited because I wanted to type it out. And trust me, I'm gonna get back to the readings, don't worry. I had to plan and prepare for these two hurricanes as well. You know, flashlights, water, toilet paper, the whole nine. 111 on the timer as I said that. Um, I believe that these two storms were the divine and the gods and goddesses way of cleaning up the bullshit. When I say the bullshit, I'm talking about trash in the sense of, okay, I don't want to say trash as, your houses, your cars, or whatever. I'm talking about trash in the sense of evil. Because this planet is overloaded with evil. But you know what I find funny is that yes, there are still many people out there that are racist. That sucks, but it still exists. However, with these storms, it was amazing to watch how regardless of what someone's sex or sexual orientation was or their race, everybody got together to help each other out. Whether it was, you know, helping them get their shit out of the house, from the flooding, or, the firefighters and paramedics were working their asses off to help people. Um, and what is it? I think they said the number was like 750,000 people were out of power and the internet too. So they're definitely working on that. Um, a lot of people with their homes and stuff that got ruined, they're gonna have to start from the bottom up. And that sucks because I know what it's like to have to start from the bottom up. And it's a bitch. It really is. But you can't give up hope, okay? But it was just amazing to watch other people helping other people. And even cleaning up their yards, the branches that fell or fences that got knocked over and crap, sharing meals with each other, all kinds of crap. That was awesome. I think that 424, I think that was a way to flush out the evil and to try to make people help and understand each other. And if it took storms to do it, then I guess that's what it took. It's like the plague, what was it, the seven different plagues in the Bible or some shit? Do I believe in the whole Bible? No, I don't. But this is kind of like what it sounds like. And anyways, also, if you hear, random beeps, there's something going on with technology here. Trying to figure out how to fix it. Okay. And if it's annoying you, I'm really sorry, but trust me, this message is totally worth it. The messages that I channeled, um, and the dreams that I had, very vivid. It helped put the missing pieces of the puzzle together of this dark coven that's been harassing the collective, especially the divine feminine. They've been sending out curses to the masculine as well, but they've had to be smoother about it because he's known these people much longer and he's kind of popular. Um, the feminine hasn't known these people for many years the way that the masculine did, and they took advantage of that and really ripped her a new one with the magic. So before I get to that, let's see. Hmm. I hope that you guys can see that. That is the fence that was blown over at an elementary school because you can see playground, right? That was a school across the street. My yard didn't take as much damage as other people, which I feel very grateful for. And then this was a neighbor across the street, and his car got plummeted by many branches. Okay, we helped him clean that up. So there you go. So, and I titled this 808 on the timer. I titled this as the divine masculine owning up to his mistakes. 818 on the timer. Okay. Like I've said before in a previous video, the divine masculine could very well be in a relationship with somebody else. However, however, do not fret or get your panties in a wad, divine feminine, because this shit ain't gonna last long at all. I say this because the masculine is dating a karmic feminine who's a dark witch, but he doesn't know that. He's well aware that she's a witch and it doesn't bother him, but he doesn't know that she's a dark high priestess who's a member of this coven, aka the karmic family. Furthermore, she is close friends with a clique of girls in the coven, some which were the spiritual bullies that attacked the feminine, and she's jealous of the past relationship that you had with your masculine. However, the masculine has no idea about any of this. He knows that the feminine is a witch, but a good witch, but he doesn't know that his karmic is a dark witch and that she participated with this clique of girls to attack with the spiritual bullies, to attack the feminine with the spiritual bullies. Excuse me. And of course, 10-20 on the timer. Of course, she's not going to say anything to the masculine because she wants to keep him to herself. She's a tarot reader too, and she did a reading in private and found out that he's not meant for her. He's meant to be with the divine feminine because it's a sacred union. Because based on this information, these girls came up with the idea to send this karmic feminine towards the divine masculine to try and get close to him and date him, and it worked. But the divine masculine doesn't realize that these women did black magic on him by spinning an illusion around his crown chakra and his third eye so that he wouldn't be able to see their true intentions, especially with the karmic feminine, who is absolutely jealous of divine feminine in regards to the long history that she's had with the masculine, but more so for the fact that she knows that the feminine is a white witch and has abilities that she could only wish for. Speaking of blocking the divine masculine's crown and third eye chakras, this was done to create a false sense of happiness and wonderland via a psychic illusion, just to keep him distracted from his feminine, thus delaying the reunion even longer. Not to mention, these girls thoroughly enjoyed screwing around with his third eye chakra, so his intuition would be blocked along the way, and his mind would be foggy, but he couldn't understand why. 12:34 on the timer as I said that. On for fucking nation. Okay? So they fucked around with his third eye into it. First it was the crown, yeah, and then it's the third eye to create an illusion with his mind and to make him foggy minded so he couldn't think properly and make proper, well thought out decisions. Okay. Moreover, the karmic feminine is just like the karmic masculine, in that she loves to play sick mind games on a person's psyche. And obviously, this magic was to trick the masculine into choosing his karmic feminine over the divine feminine. But regardless of how this situation has played out thus far, the karmic feminine can't stand the divine feminine and wants to start a fight. Guys, when I say a fight, first it's going to start off as a verbal fight because she wants to get a rise out of you. But because you have ascended so high, you have developed enough self control and discipline to handle the situation in a calm fashion. Okay? Whatever you do not get into a physical fight because you could very well get arrested. Okay? But that's what the karmic feminine and everybody else in the coven has been wanting from you. They've been dying to get your ass to go to jail. Okay? And when I say go to jail, it's the karmic, your karmic, uh, went to court, and the 3D went to court to file complaints about you gang stalking him. 15:15 on the timer. Gang stalking you, or that you were gang stalking him, excuse me. He went to court to complain about how you were gang stalking him, and that he was scared, and he wanted to have you arrested, uh, go to jail, fresh charges, and have a restraining order against you. With that being said, the court had ordered a true professional investigator. Okay? The Karmics, they had their investigator, but it was a low down, dirty, paid investigator that knew how to play the game, per se, and how to twist the story around to make the karmic look like he's the good person and that the feminine is the crazy one. But when he went to court, the judge was suspicious and he ordered for a professional uh investigator to follow the divine feminine everywhere around town. So here's the kicker, man. The divine feminine has not only been gang stalked by the karmic and the other coven members, but also, I guess you would say stalk, I don't know, but also followed around town by the professional investigator. How crazy is that shit? Okay? How crazy is that shit? So basically, this feminine has, I mean, been followed uh, by a whole army of people. One guy who really is trying to figure out what the hell's going on, and if he can find any evidence about whether or not she really is gang stalking the karmic and the other coven members. And karmic masculine and the coven members, they took pictures of you guys, alright? Everywhere that you went, they were already there before you got there. Because there's something with technology here where somebody very tech savvy who was able to click into your cell phone, to tap into your cell phone and um track your GPS system to find out where in the hell you were going so that they could get there before you did, so they could see what you were doing and if you were doing anything scandalous, trying to be a whore or buy drugs or going to the liquor store, shit like that. But they couldn't find anything. And the other coven members, they had said, dude, you are coming up with all of this shit, but where are the facts? Where's the evidence? We can't find shit. And this is for some of you, not all of you. When you guys, wow, 2024 on the timer, and this is the year 2024. Oh, right, that's no shit. Well, goddamn it. Oh, I'm gonna put this over here. I'm not even gonna attempt to try to pick that up over there because it's gonna fuck up with the chords. So where was I going? Um, okay. For you feminines, when you were dating the karmics years ago, like 6 years ago, or 10, 12, and you had sex, obviously, what you didn't know is that the karmic had, there's a video, there's a sex tape video that he made while he was screwing you and trying to make copies of it, selling it to people to embarrass the shit out of you and your sexual performance, all of that, and to make you look like kind of like a porn star because, you know, 2211 on the timer. If you're willing to make a sex tape, then you're willing to be a porn star. But you didn't know that this fucker did this. And also, if when you're changing your clothes in your room, and if you ever had the windows open, 2244 on the timer, the karmic was taking pictures of you naked. Okay? If you ever had your windows open, whatever, and you didn't think that anybody could see through, there was probably some crack or crevice, whatever, that you missed, and the karmic got it and took pictures of you naked and started selling those pictures too to make money and to humiliate the shit out of you. It's sick. It's disgusting. So that was his story. Okay. That was his story of what he did. And this person drinks like a fucking fish. This person drinks like a fish. Total alcoholic. And he fucked up one time. Because, as they say, sometimes, drunken words are sober thoughts. One time he got so drunk, 24 on the timer, got so drunk that he told somebody what he did. And that person was shocked because they're like, excuse me, you did what? So, all of this information about the feminine is not true. She's got no idea that you made a sex tape, an illegal sex tape, of her, which you can go to jail for. And you also took naked photos of her while she was in her house. Dude, that's another privacy violation. I mean, a violation of privacy. Well, that's the Coven side. With this professional investigator, he couldn't find shit on the feminine. Couldn't find shit. Actually, I mean, with what he saw, he's like, she is a normal person who is actually living a very boring and mundane life. Okay? Never saw you selling yourself out on the streets, never saw you doing drugs or making drug deals, you know, didn't see you going to other people's houses to do drugs or, have affairs with married men. None of that shit. None of it. And he never saw any evidence of the feminine gang stalking karmic. So, and if anything, he he was able to catch the karmic and other coven members gang stalking her, and he took pictures of that for evidence. He went to court, and pleaded his case. He's like, she is not gang stalking him. It's the other way around. She's normal, not doing anything harmful. It's this son of a bitch that you gotta be aware of. And the judge was like, I was right. My intuition was right. Okay. And perhaps I'm not saying for sure, but from what I'm getting, perhaps the karmic had to go to jail for like, I don't know, 3 months maybe, possibly. But was able to get out quicker on good behavior because he knows how to play the game of being a one hell of a master manipulator. Ooh, ain't that some fucking shit? Let's see here. Hmm. Okay, like I said, when it comes to the divine masculine's karmic wanting to cause a fight, and I said, keep your calm, don't fight back. I have a strong ass feeling that this is gonna happen around between now to Halloween or maybe mid-November. Something like that. But she's jealous as fuck of you. And she knows that the divine masculine has another woman, aka you guys, on their mind. She can just tell. Women can tell when a man has another woman on their mind. It's body language and shit. We can just fucking tell. So, anyways, Says, having said that, this clique of girls, excluding the karmic feminine, never had the greatest reputations, but knew how to woo a man like a siren by putting up a facade to make him comfortable so that he would feel comfortable enough in opening up about his secrets in everyday life. He was tricked by accidentally giving too much information, thinking that they were his friends. But this couldn't be farther from the truth because these women knew how to ask just the right questions and use this as ammunition against the feminine in regards to attacking her with magic. You know, as they say, watch out with how much information you give people because you may think that they're your friend, but really they're your enemy and you're educating the enemy on your shit and they'll know how to get to you. And oddly enough, a close friend of the divine masculine told him that he needed to leave the divine feminine because she's a gold digger and she doesn't fit into our social crowd. And the worst lie of all is that his friend told him that the feminine tried to make a sexual move on him in secret while the relationship was still going on. But truth be told, it was the friend who made the sexual advances towards the feminine right after she got dumped by the masculine. Ain't that some fucked up shit? And this friend who made sexual advances towards the feminine, right after the relationship ends, this is a person that the masculine helped in getting a job where the masculine works. Excuse me. Talk about, backstabbing people. Oh, and that friend was always jealous of the relationship between the masculine and feminine. And he did take a part in breaking them up. There were a lot of love breakup spells that were being done. Uh huh. Unfortunately, the divine masculine fell for the lies and manipulation and chose his karmic family over the feminine. However, the biggest shitty part is that I sensed that the masculine slept around with other girls out of revenge towards the feminine, but all under false pretenses. And now that he knows the truth and he's calling people out for their shit, he's pissed at himself, disappointed at himself. 33:44 on the timer. Pissed and disappointed in himself with what he did, and he knows that he's got to come clean. If he wants to get back with the feminine, he knows that he's got to come clean. And basically, this is just a shit fest mess caused by lies and money. A lot of money was involved, and people love money. People love money. And the more you're offered, the more you're willing to take and do what you're told because you're being manipulated. You know? And speaking of gold diggers, the truth is that the karmic feminine, the masculine's karmic feminine, she's the gold digger. and plans on taking the masculine for a ride with his money until he's got nothing left to give. And at that point, she'll leave him for someone else who can give her what she wants. 3511 on the timer. On another note, the divine masculine could be spending a lot of time alone to think for himself without any external influences. He's reminiscing on all the memories and special moments that he shared with the divine feminine. He's realizing that he's made a lot of poor decisions based on the advice his friends have given him, including how he should leave the feminine because she's just going to use him for his money after getting married. Because they were this close to getting engaged. But then his friend got involved in, other lies and bullshit. Um, Get money after getting married. She cheated on the divine masculine by making sexual advances towards the divine masculine's close friends. The false rumors being spread around about her to make her an outcast and kicked out of the metal community, and because she didn't fit into the social crowd they associated with, etc. Basically, the divine masculine's friends were telling him that the feminine was a whore, a stuck up bitch, when in reality she was just a well rounded individual. And many people were jealous of her for that and other reasons. I mean, when it comes to, metal music and whatever, people dress really rebellious and edgy and whatnot. The feminine, she, dressed with, she had, black stockings and black boots and band t-shirts on of like Led Zeppelin or, Ozzy Osbourne, shit like that. So, she was able to fit in with the clothes and whatnot. But when it came to, I guess, the conversations with people, she tried her best. 37:47 on the timer as I'm about to say this. She tried her best to be polite and respectful towards other people in this community. Um, in her mind, she felt like some people weren't at her level in terms of education and their knowledge because she wanted to try having a higher intellectual conversation, but she never said that out loud. 38:38 on the timer. She never said that shit out loud because that's rude as fuck. She kept that to herself. So, whatever conversations other people were having, she, tried to get involved in those conversations. But the reason why people thought she was also stuck up is because she didn't give herself up easily. Never did. And that's because she had her masculine and was loyal to him the whole way for the whole 3 years until he left her. That was it. Because there were plenty of other chicks that made themselves available very easily. Feminine was never like that. And perhaps maybe that's why some people thought she was stuck up or whatever. And she tried her best to treat everybody with, polite and kindness and respect. 40 on the timer. I mean, shit, this was back during the woo party days. She would buy people shots and drinks, whatever, but when the isolation spells came into play, people stopped hanging around her to the point where just isolated at home. But she made very good use of her time in studying a lot of shit, studying about spiritual awakenings, spiritual enlightenment, uh, crystals, witchcraft, kinds of shit. She made use of her time. And I mean, at first she was sad. 4111 on the timer. At first she was sad that she was made to be an outcast and kicked out from hanging out with everyone. But as time went on, she realized that those people that she hung around with weren't her true friends. They were there for a good time, and that's all they were about. They were there for a good time, and when she couldn't participate and help buy shit, like drinks and back when she used to smoke weed, whatever. This was back when she was still in college. Weed was popular in college, all that shit. But um once she was an outcast and people didn't want to be around her because of the rumors, clean and soap. I mean, every once in a blue moon, maybe a glass of wine for the New Year's, the birthday, whatever. You get the point. So, and so this is kind of this is a story, unfortunately, with the masculine choosing his karmic family over the love of his life. And technically, this was his first love. Never felt such passion with anybody ever before. And like he didn't know what to do with it. And it scared him. But he knew what to expect with the karmic family. And he was comfortable with that. Didn't like to step out of the comfort zone. But he knows now that the feminine is true. What she speaks is the truth. She's not lying about anything. He's been played for a fool by these fuckers. 44:14 on the timer. He's been played as a fool with these fuckers. And realizing that they're the bad influences. They ain't got shit to give as friends. Nothing. Nothing. So while he's spending time alone without anybody around him so he can think for himself, he's thinking about you, feminine, and how How he wants you back. He wants you back, but he doesn't know how to approach you. He's trying to make a plan about that. And he's doing it in silence. Okay, not letting anybody know what the hell he's doing because these people, they're nosy as shit. Nosy as fuck. Everybody knows everybody's business over here. And because he's in a relationship with his karmic, he's trying to find a way to respectfully split from her and then go to the feminine and come to her right with apologies like never before. Because he knows that he fucked up, but let me tell you what, he's gonna apologize up, down, left, right. He is hoping to God and the gods and goddesses that you will give him another chance. And you know what? Throughout these 6 years, sometimes, 10 to 12, this masculine grew up and the feminine grew up too. The masculine grew up in the sense of, see, he was always mature in terms of money, how to make money, how to save, how to budget, got his shit together with that. Never lacked for anything with that. It's fucking awesome. You know how hard it is for many people out there to do that? And this masculine has self-control and discipline about making the right choices of when it's the proper time to buy certain items and when it's not. Okay. But in terms of growing up, it was a matter of learning what true love is by good, genuine people, okay, displaying true love, in public. He's got two special friends that he's known for years, okay? They've been married for like, I don't know, like 20 years. They're in a very good, loving relationship, and he learned from them what it means to be in a loving relationship and how to be vulnerable and express his emotions. And because, for the longest time, when he was with the feminine, didn't say, even though he loved her deeply, he didn't know how to say, I love you in an often, like, he said it, but just not often enough, if that makes sense. Um, and being, not being vulnerable, with not only his emotions, because this person does not wear their feelings on their sleeve. That's for damn sure. 50:05 on the timer. Especially when you first meet him. He does not wear his feelings on his sleeve. No. He he's a hard cookie to crack. But once you've cracked him and he lets you into his life, he tells you more shit. Okay, and he had to heal from past childhood traumas. Okay, because he knew that that was influencing him in a bad way, like with his psychology. And he he learned how to act like a grown ass man. 51:11 on the timer. He learned how to act like a grown ass man instead of like a teenager, per se. Because unfortunately, given the external influences of the people that he's known for years, they didn't give a shit with his young and rebellious ass behavior. I mean, he still has, a bit of, he still has a bit of a rebellious nature to him, but not to the level that it was before. He's had to learn how to really think twice before you jump off the fucking bridge. I mean, and he's learned that. He's conquered that. Um, and something tells me that he's learned that there's nothing wrong with showing public display of affection. And he's gonna treat the feminine right the way that she deserves and the way that she's been craving. And when it comes to the feminine, grew up in the sense of learning how to be okay alone. All right, like she was never codependent on anybody, like strangling them by the neck or the balls and shit, but I'll say codependent, it was more, I don't know how to explain this. All right. Codependent on the masculine showing her love in verbally, because I mean he definitely showed her love with physical touch and sexually, but when I say verbally, he just didn't say I love you enough. And it's kind of disappointing, but she accepted it as a part of who he was. And she had to realize that the reason why she was codependent on him for that is because she wasn't getting that type of love from home, especially, especially from the mama, especially from the mama. The father, though, the father was a completely different story. The father was the light of her world. And she also grew up with learning that it's not worth it to be to hold on to grudges or animosity or anger. It takes too much time and energy. Really, really it does. She grew up with that after her father died. That event changed her whole world upside down. And at that moment, she realized just how fucking precious life is. Don't take your life for granted, and don't take any of your loved ones for granted either, because you know what? They can be here today and then gone tomorrow. And try to keep your conversations with people respectful and polite, because if your loved one were to die tomorrow, wouldn't you feel like shit and have regret that the last conversation you had with that person was a fight and then they die? I know I would feel completely remorseful and have so much regret in my heart after having an argument with a loved one and then them passing away the next day. So it's not worth it. Just and with everything the feminine's been through, she just wants peace and harmony and love and passion, and to live the rest of her days with happiness and joy with her partner. Doesn't want to have a family that is raised in a chaotic or dysfunctional household, you know? That's how she grew up. That's how she thought about shit to herself. And she grew up when it came to learning about discernment. Discernment when it comes to learning how to be a better judge of character with people. Don't share your information with everybody. Don't share your information with everybody, because not everybody has your best intention. And that sucks. That really does. I mean, people weren't like that before. They weren't. But nowadays, it's the way the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. Yeah. How much log here? To 11 on the timer. Confirmation that everything I'm saying is true. I'm not a liar. Okay, where the fuck was it? Okay, and I said, yeah, I was talking about the stuck up bitch, but the feminine just well rounded in many different things. And that's how her parents raised her to be. Furthermore, the feminine believes that the divine masculine's friend gave him a decent amount of money to bribe him, no, excuse me, to bribe him to leave the love of his life without any explanation. This was all done just to keep the masculine and feminine away from each other because the coven had already chosen her to be their sacrifice, and if they were unsuccessful, then the masculine was their next option. And in case you didn't figure it out, the masculine's friend was a member of this dark coven, and so is his partner. The friend and his partner, they've been fucking around a lot with a demonic entity called Beelzebub. Alright? That's a demonic entity in Hebrew folklore. Uh, demon of gluttony. Or he represents the sin of gluttony. Okay? Laziness, unmotivated, um, oversleeping. If you've been feeling, sluggish and unmotivated and whatnot, it's the spell work and the entities that they're fucking around with. They don't want you to do your work. If you work in a field like this, they don't want you to work. But you gotta keep on fighting through this because I really do feel that this shit is gonna end on Halloween. Because like I said, that is our new year. And well, um, the masculine's friend, the first name is Tom, and his partner, first name is Caitlin. Having said that, with what I'm about to tell you, you must not let your temper get the best of you or hold this information over your partner's head because it's crucial that I refresh your memory about something bad that he did. However, before I tell you, I want all the divine feminines to know just how goddamn remorseful the masculine is. He wasn't thinking shit through, and that's because his fake friends paid, bribed, and peer pressured him to participate in spreading some of the lies, thinking that they were true. And it was his way of retaliating towards the divine feminine for breaking his heart after hearing the bullshit that his friend told him. He also did it because he's popular amongst his social crowd and didn't want to seem like a coward. Okay, in addition to this, I have a strong feeling that your masculine participated in doing some magic on you and could have acted like a petty ass child and laughed at some of the rumors that were being spread around, even though he questioned whether or not they were true. And the people that he questioned, everybody was like, I don't know, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Get the fuck out of here, man. Shit. I gotta sneeze. Achoo! Achoo! Now, when it comes to the magic, I think he did the following. He temporarily screwed around with your finances, but stopped because he knew it was wrong, and karma came knocking on his door. And I sensed that perhaps he could have conjured something up and sent it your way. But you felt this entity. If it was a monitoring spirit or an entity, you felt it because you're sensitive and you're an empath and you're intuitive and you have clairvoyance and shit. And you called it out for what it was and you said, return to sender. And that's what happened. It went back to where it came from. Okay? And he thought that this was all fun and games until that shit got thrown back when the feminine said, return to sender. And her spirit guides made sure to handle the situation properly. Yes, I know that this news sounds terrible, especially with how this was done by your masculine. But here's the thing, the divine and the archangels let him do this because they wanted him to learn a lesson by showing him that black magic ain't a game and you don't summon up entities that you don't know anything about, even if you think you do. Because you don't know what kind of damage they can cause or if you can send it back to where it came from. Because let's just say that the karmic masculine and other people in the coven, they summoned up 707 on the timer. They summoned up so many demonic entities and can't send them back to where they came from. And they're being haunted. They're being haunted by these entities and they don't know how to get rid of them. But that's a part of their karmic debt. Needless to say, it made him realize that he really, really fucked up, especially when it comes to the love of his life. And even though the feminine is his soulmate, he wouldn't admit it in the past because of his pride and ego. And he wasn't the type to wear his feelings on his sleeve, like I said earlier. But throughout the years of separation, he grew up and realized that there's nothing wrong with being vulnerable with his emotions, which I talked about earlier. Furthermore, the feminine grew up too and knows that she wants to share a life of peace, love, and passion with her partner for the rest of her life. She wants that Ten of Cups with her partner. She craves it, but she just knows that it's a matter of time for when the masculine comes her way. Says this is because, okay, so hold on. Furthermore, the feminine grew up too and knows that she wants to share a life of peace, love, and passion with her partner for the rest of her life. This is because she's been through so much over the years that she just craves a happy life. 900 on the timer. Your masculine wants you back like never before, but doesn't know what to say and is scared shitless of what your reaction's gonna be. However, just to let you know, he's currently working on a plan of how to come your way and approach you the right way. He knows that there's no fucking around this time. Not to mention, this whole long and drawn out process was meant to make you both grow up in many ways so that you'd be able to cherish this union with every fiber of your being. I know that some of you divine feminines may be disgusted with the whole situation, and want nothing to do with your divine masculine now. But you must remember the power of forgiveness, and if you can't make it work during this lifetime, then more than likely you're going to go through another reincarnation until you get it right. As for me, I'll be giving my divine masculine another chance because we were fucked over by lies and black magic. But more importantly, my fire of love for him has never burned out, and I don't want it to. 10:33 on the timer. This individual feels like home to me. Not to mention the sweet and passionate moments feel like the best fireworks show I've ever seen. Your divine masculine wants to move in with you, put a ring on it, get married, and have his happily ever after with you. I think that's a beautiful way to end this. Sorry for the long winded message and shit, but I had to say this. So, oh, excuse me. All right, y'all. Love ya. Mwah.